Sorry. I check
okay?
it's not muted and then it's muted and yeah. How are
Yeah,
you?
it's kind of tricky at first, but you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah. We've got a cyclone off the coast. And the cyclone's not affecting us. Just we've had a tremendous amount of rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that we are recording now. So Tammie and Lance aren't feeling very well
Oh,
tonight. They are both ill, and so she asked if I would just kind of monitor this. I don't have their knowledge. I don't have they're both very capable with this program. So, but I thought I would accept her challenge, I guess we could call it, and
good.
kind of try and just listen to how everybody's doing and everything. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. And I don't know if I have met Susan J. But Susan, are you there?
Yep.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I thought I was just for fun, I thought I'd check my ketones.
Oh, very good.
I'm doing that right now.
While you do that, you can let us know what that is in a minute. But I thought, Diane, could you, since you're one of our veterans, could you start and kind of let us know how you're doing this week? And you have a smile on your face. You look really good. So I'm hoping you're feeling better.
Well, that could possibly be a fake smile, but honestly, no, I am feeling better today. I've had numerous challenges going on, but I'm determined I am not going to I'm not going to let the devil win here, but uh my actually and I told Nancy earlier, I said I don't know whether it's if your body whenever you have whatever's hurting the worst you forget about something else, but I've had a lot of stomach issues. I've actually got a scope scheduled next week, but I told her, I said I don't know, I'm about ready to just forget about that. My back's way worse than that, but um I don't know, we'll get it figured out. It's am a little, I probably a combination of frustration and anger and maybe some depression. I'm like, oh, I've done all this work and I don't know. I thought maybe it was a little ambitious to think that I wasn't going to have any more trouble with my back after all of this, um but we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard. It's hard when all those things come at us all at once, and it is frustrating.
Yeah, it's and a lot of it is, well, there's all kinds of stuff going on with the family and everything, and I get, mentally it's like it's a challenge to try to deal with some of this physical stuff anyway, but then when there's other stuff going on, it's like I just constantly I wasn't haven't been very good for about a week mentally, and I was like, all right, look, I need to fix this. And I thought, well, I'm gonna take a trip. My family was wanting me to come up to St. Louis, and I thought, well, I'm that's the best thing I can do, because when I get in the car, I put some worship music on, and I worship, and it's all good. Well, my back didn't like that too well this last weekend, but I was like, oh, okay, whatever, forget it.
How many hours is that you drove yourself?
Yeah, it's just about 3 hours away, but so 3 hours
But
up there and
sitting
three
in
hours
one
back. But
position. Yeah.
all of my family except for my mom and sister are up towards St. Louis, which is about 100 plus miles away. So
And just having to sit in one position for 3 hours that hurt your back.
yeah, it's I don't know, the tailbone probably is the biggest issue right now. That I think that's the one thing that the weight loss didn't really help, but there is also, you know, I've known for years I've got a ruptured disc, L4, L5, and all kinds of stuff going on. And my right hip's not, it's bone on bone, and they here for the last few years they've been wanting to blame it all on the hip, which they started trying to do this time too. And I was like, look, my hip does not hardly bother me. That's why I've not done anything with it yet, since I've lost all this weight. And I said, the last time you looked at my lower back was in 2016 when I was in a car accident. So maybe we ought to. Oh well, probably need to get an MRI. So I don't know. I'm just battling this. Well, your hip's probably causing. I was like, I don't know. I don't believe it, but it may be causing some issues. But I don't think that's what the big deal is right now. But because my left foot's been numb and my left side of my, everything's been numb. And I'm like, where did this come from all of a sudden? But I don't know. We'll get it figured out. It's not, nothing I haven't dealt with. Been dealing with DAC issues for a long time, but I need to buckle down and get myself some high ketones going and it's going to get better, I'm sure. So
that is helpful for sure.
Yeah.
But not always easy when we're going through physical things and, other emotional things as well.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it's definitely, I know exactly what to do at this point, but putting it into practice is another situation sometimes, but
yes, it is. Well, we'll keep you in our prayers for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we love that you're here tonight. You're here all the time, and you're always on Facebook encouraging others, and I really admire that and appreciate you, Diane.
Well, I'll try. I did tell Tammie I haven't been on there a whole lot here lately. I said, sometimes I'm human. Sometimes when I'm in pain, not a good idea to be around me. Or it's like I try to be a nice person most of the time, but don't always accomplish that when you're in pain. So, but
we totally understand, but we appreciate you nonetheless.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Dory, you want to come in and check in?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Okay, I'm Dory.
Hi, Dory.
Hello. I have I've been in this program before, but it's been a little while since I've been in, and so I haven't been checking ketones or anything like that. And so I'm trying to get back into it and start right from the beginning and make sure I get it right this time, because I think I was one of the many who tried to zip through it too fast and didn't have the good foundations of everything. And so when things got difficult and unexpected and hard to plan around, everything kind of fell to the side. So here I am again. I'm trying it again. So this is my first week. Sunday was my first day of trying to get back on track with this. So here I am.
Good.
Well, welcome.
Very happy that you're here, Dory.
Thank you.
And you're on Dr. Boz's little schedule. You're on step 1 right now?
Yeah. I'm like all the way at the bottom, very beginning kind of deal thing. So I'm trying to narrow down eating windows and get everything under 20 again, and actually just pay attention, measuring and noticing, what I'm eating and how much and when and all the things. So I'm hoping to really be thorough with it this time so I don't have to come back and do it again.
Well, don't feel bad about doing it again. There's some veterans that have done exactly what you did. I know I did. I, rushed through it, and I thought I heard Dr. Boss say, this was many years ago, that, one should start where you're at. And I was already doing 2 meals a day. So I just kind of started there instead of going back to 3 meals and allowing my hormones to kind of, level out, the leptin and the ghrelin and all of that. And so I went too fast through it and ended up having to, like crashed and burned, and ended up having to go back to step 1 and start over. So you're not alone, Dory. A lot of us did the same thing.
Yeah. And we were even warned too. Don't do it.
Your numbers are looking pretty good. I just looked at them. You got ketones at 0.7. So, hey.
Yeah. So it's working out so far. I'm surprised that it's as well as it is. I think today was day 4, I guess. But yeah, so just keep trucking on.
Yeah, that's really good, because sometimes when we come back, the ketones are a little stubborn and they don't come back as quickly as one would want to. So 0.7 is really good. So we're very
Yeah.
glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. So yeah, I'm hoping to try to get all of the things I would like to eventually end up on like earlier eating windows. I'm going to try from the very beginning to start working on that. And instead of trying to play catch up later and that sort of thing. So we'll see how it works, because that's the hardest part, is not eating dinner with everybody and trying to finish everything up earlier. But we'll see. We'll get it to work.
Well, good. And you're over in Facebook. I haven't been on there for a little while, but you're over in the face group, support group. So, you know, that is like a super important thing. I didn't have a support group for many years until I found drboz and took her class and found out that there were support groups. And so it's really helpful to be in there. And, you know, people like Diane and other folks are very supportive and will answer questions that are posted and everything. So
I just need to get there. I can be off squirrel pants off somewhere else and then never get in there. So that's what I got to work on too, is to make sure I'm checking in. So I'll be working on it and try to be very diligent with it.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Audrey, you want to check in? Tell us how you're doing.
I'm doing good, actually. I know it's a journey of health, and I keep on telling myself that. And everybody that asks me, why are you doing this? For my health. I'm not sickly, but I don't want to go there, you know? It's prevention is better than cure. So, but the weight is coming down. I measured my blood glucose this morning. It's 5.2. I don't know what that is in drboz, times by 18. So it's probably around about 100. And I'm happy it's coming down. You know, that's, for me, having been insulin resistant for many years, it takes a while.
Yes.
And then we really major ticked off this morning. I've ordered over Amazon the Keto Mojo and the strips, and the strips are not compatible with the Keto Mojo. So we're so aggravated, you know. The site doesn't tell you these things. I didn't realize that you got different strips for different mojos. We've got a newer mojo, having just bought a new one. And these strips only work on the old one. So my husband is livid. He's running around. He's got a lot to say.
I bet you they would exchange
down.
those for you. I don't know for sure, but they're really great to work with.
Who's that?
I bet they would exchange them for you.
Yeah, I can send them back.
Yeah,
but it's just irritating. I've got to send them all the way back to America. You know, it's another 2 months before I get my new supplies. In the meantime, we can't check our ketones.
Right. Yeah, that's frustrating.
Very, very, you know. So, but otherwise, all good. We're very wet. Last week, remember, I mentioned I had that allergy. I'd eaten something in a fat bomb somewhere, and I just broke out in these welts all over. But because of ketones in the system, I'm so much better. Normally, it takes about 6 weeks for me to start feeling, you know, any relief from the itchies. Oh, no, 4 days I was back in church feeling much better.
Good.
So, yeah, praise God, hey? Good things.
That's a great success. That's
wonderful. Yeah. I wouldn't say my ketones are high, but they're there. And, you know, that's important.
That is. Are you able to, in the pharmacy, are you able to get like urine dipsticks?
Yes, that's true. Thank you. I'd forgotten about, we've got them in the bathroom.
Yeah, because that's one way to see if, you know, you won't know a number, but at least you'll know if you have ketones, but it sounds like you do.
I'm sure I do. I mean, one of the other times I did a urine strip, they were there. So, and I haven't changed the diet. The diet's going lacquer. We had a notice last night that the cyclone was heading for us. So Charles and I quickly rushed into town to get fuel for the generator. And then we were going to do a sardine fast tomorrow. And I've been purposely not shopping so that there's nothing in the fridge. Because, you know, when you stock up for a week, the meat kind of goes a bit stiff by the 7th day. And so we cleaned out the fridge. We were going to do this fast, and Charles says, if we get hit with the cyclone, we'll be marooned. The flood waters will be everywhere. The road will be destroyed. He said, let's just stock up. We can do it another day. So, and I've been reading all the posts. A lot of Australians are being flooded, and what to eat and what to eat. They say, if it's an emergency, just eat the staples. You can always go back onto keto if you've run out of everything.
Right.
But it's not heading our way. We're just having little side effects from it. So it's all good.
Good. We're so glad. We're glad you're safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, Olivia.
And Susan, do you want to unmute and check in?
Hanging in there. Yeah, I just checked my ketones. It was 2.5. So
very good.
I've been eating sardines.
Oh, very
good.
Yeah. So I'm really insulin resistant, and they don't tell you that on the carnivore sites and stuff.
No.
You can't eat protein like Kelly or those other ones. You can't do it that way. So anyway, that's my story.
Not for some of us, right? I know if I eat a lot of protein, if I overeat, my glucose will go up, and yeah.
The glucose is still high. I have a CGM on, it's in the 90s, but if I prick my finger, it's over 100 always. So it's a battle that I am determined to win.
And you will. Susan, what step on Dr. Boz's schedule are you on?
Well, I've got the book. I can't really say where I am. Yeah, I probably can't say where I am. I generally am done eating by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And
do you eat 2 meals a day?
probably, yeah. Something like that, similar. But right now I'm doing sardines, and yeah.
Are you doing kind of your own sardine challenge? Like you eat sardines every day? Or?
Eat sardines, yeah, because then I can figure out my appetite, my actual real appetite. Because if I think about, and it's funny because I have a resistance to them, but
And
it's not like I don't like them. I can't even really taste them.
Is that right? So you don't mind the taste or the smell or the texture?
No, I can't smell them anyway. So I lost my sense of smell with COVID. So no smelling for me. So that part is great.
It's great. I know that somebody told me, well, if you cook the sardines, if you end up cooking them and not eating them straight from the can, just cook them outside so your house doesn't smell like it. Because I wasn't complaining about it, but I could smell them. Like if I cook them and then I go out of the house and then come back in, I'm like, oh, it still smells like sardines in here.
Well, my neighbors, I don't know what they think.
It's true. Wow.
Oh, well.
Do you have any questions for us or anything?
No, I figure I just have to stick it out.
Well, and you've noticed that the glucose, even though you say it's 100 or over on when you stick yourself, you've noticed a decline in it though since you started?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, with the sardines.
Yeah. Well,
Because
I mean,
I'm eating less, and I'm not eating a lot of sardines, and I still eat butter. So yeah, my health wasn't bad. That's the problem. You can't really tell. I mean, since I went keto, and God, I don't have arthritis. I can walk, I can exercise. It's like things seemed like they were doing so well. And then I got my blood work. And Dr. Gundry said, not good.
Yeah.
With your high
Because of the protein, because I was doing the high protein. It's like, they tell you can just eat thousands of calories and you can, lose the weight. And that's not how it works if you're insulin resistant. And they don't tell you that.
That's true.
No one tells you that.
Especially for some of us that have been insulin resistant for many, many years, for several decades.
Yeah.
It takes the body some time to heal and get over that. And but once it does, at some point you will feel better and you will be able to eat a little more protein than you do now. But the sardines are very nutrient dense, and so they're good for you.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. That was the problem. I thought I was doing great. I expected the blood work to be like spectacular, and it wasn't. So that's why.
Was
And
it your A1C that
no, the insulin was high, the uric acid was high. The A1C was 5 point something. It was 5 point, I forget. I'd have to look it up. 5 point something. So it wasn't high. Any doctor would have said, "Oh, you're fine."
right?
But the insulin was higher than ever, and the uric acid was higher than ever. And there was one other one that was too. And,
How may I ask how high was your insulin?
I have the labs here. The insulin was 25. And the time before I got it checked it was 16. So it actually went way up with with all that meat. And the uric acid went up from 6.5 to 7.4. A lot of my other labs are fine, but and the triglycerides and stuff and HDL, it was all bad. And the last time I had it checked, that was better. So yeah, you have to kind of doing it flying by listening to YouTube doesn't really go there.
Not always, no.
No.
And for those of you that are newbies, you want to see your insulin be in, between 5 and 10. Above that, we don't want it to go up higher than that. So, but you're bringing it down. So, and what you're
I'm
doing,
working on it.
what you're doing will continue to bring it down. So that's great. That's great, Susan. Thank you for sharing all of that.
You're welcome.
Yes.
My pleasure, sort of. I'll be here. I'm just going to listen.
Okay. Linda, you want to unmute and join us?
Sure. Hi there, everybody.
Morning.
It's been a few times. In fact, I don't know that I've ever been on this video. I've always had to watch later. I just contacted Tammie earlier this week and I said, "Hey, can I have a butt kicking session with you? I just gotta get motivated." Dang. I don't know. Last year I dropped 25 pounds and just went straight ahead, went full bore. But this year I've done a couple of the sardine things and then I just get off track. So my husband's here too. Let's see if we can, there he is.
Hi there.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Come in. You got to come in so
Oh.
they can see you. Yeah.
What is his
Yeah.
name?
So we're doing this together. We're a tag team and yeah, we're both needing a little butt kicking.
No, I'm fine.
Oh. Anyway.
He doesn't want any butt kicking, Linda.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I see the butt kicker needs the motivation to kick the butt. Or the other butt.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. Anyway.
Some of us so give us a little bit. So I'm sorry, my name's Olivia and I haven't met you, Linda. So can you give us a little bit of background?
Okay. Yeah, you have met me, but it's been a little bit since I've been on a live. I usually just listen. Okay. So I've been drboz keto since 2018, but really didn't get with it for, oh gosh, until last year. Something hit last year. It finally made sense to me. And yeah, but now I'm starting to drag my feet. I'm notorious at dragging my feet. And I don't want to do that. I got up real early this morning and I thought, it is about your why. And, I remember that so well last year. We've got 12 grandkids and we want to be around, they're the two older ones are, could be getting married in the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, something like that. We just want to be there for them. In our past, we've done a lot of camping, backpacking, hiking, and want to stay healthy. So, yeah.
That's a great reason to do it with the kids, for your family.
Right.
And so where are you in drboz's little schedule, the 12-step schedule? Where are you at?
Oh, let's see. When I'm consistent, I do OMAD. And, I have done lots of sardine fasts and usually a 72-hour. And, we had sardines this morning or this afternoon. And let's see, Monday we had them. And so it kind of go back and forth. But like I say, I'm just having a hard time staying motivated. There's just so many distractions. And I don't know why. Like what is distracting me so bad? Why?
And the distractions, do they cause you to go off course as far as your eating, or you just feel like?
Well, if we go away and see family, then that's a distraction. That's kind of hard. And that happened over Christmas time, but that was Christmas time. That was 3 months ago. So I don't have an excuse right now. I don't know. I'm just being a lazy bum.
And by that you mean not eating necessarily the things that you normally eat?
Yeah. And I really don't have anything bad in my cupboards. My cupboards are pretty clean, but somehow I managed to find something, so yeah. So
I do that sometimes, my cupboards are clean, but then I go to the grocery store and I'm like, oh, there's a bag of something that tempts me to go ahead and buy it because it's, keto friendly. It doesn't say keto on it, but I know it's keto friendly. And sometimes after holidays, it is hard to come back and back on course. But know that we're here for you. And if you need some butt kicking, one of us will help you out.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You were dealing with cancer, and that's pretty much why we went keto. And there's just been a lot of ups and downs. We're waiting on a procedure, and it's just taken forever and frustrating, so yeah.
Well, are you over on the Facebook family support?
Well, I have been, but I just don't do a whole lot. I don't even have my own Facebook. It's under my husband, Dean Johnson. So I've been, I'll post once in a while. But like I said, it's just, I don't do a whole lot of social media.
Yeah, so, I understand that. I mean, I go on Facebook just to be with families, with Tammie's family support group. But other than that, I don't go on there. And my older son gets after me. He's like, Mom, you can't have a Facebook account and never go on it. on my own site.
Yes, you can.
You don't post anything, and I'm like, I know, I'm sorry, but I just don't. Yeah. So I go on Tammie's site, but that's about it. I don't even go on my own. So I understand. But anything that we can, having, you just being here, I think is helpful. It helps us, and I think it'll help you. And anything that we can do to help support you, just let us know.
Yeah. Well, okay, I had a question. Dr. Boz did at her 21 day, she introduced the, I think it's the GLP-1 micro. Now, has that been brought out anymore? For people with high blood sugars, doing the, like, I'm not sure exactly. GLP-1 micro dose, I think, is what she talked about.
I wasn't in the class this year. I attended
Yeah.
in September of 2023. But that, from what I understand from Tammie, she did offer that. Whether it's still available to new members or not, I'm not sure. Maybe going on to Dr. Boss's site might give you some information. But I know that there's a group that's doing it.
Oh,
It's a low dose GLP.
yeah.
And,
Okay.
and she's wanting to do some research with that group, just to kind of find out if it's helpful or not, depending on what's going on with the person. But Tammie, since Tammie was one of the coaches, she might know a little bit more about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could always reach out to her and,
Okay.
ask more about that.
Yeah. I just thought I hadn't listened to the last two Zoom Thursday night meetings. I wondered if she had covered that, because in her last week, Dr. Boz, she did a case study.
She did talk about it in her YouTube last week.
Yeah.
I think it was wildly more popular than what she thought it was going to be. And I think maybe she has kind of capped it for now until they can figure out how to handle more people or something. I don't know. She kind of said something about it, but
yeah.
But Diane, do you know if Tammie has spoken about it on this? I don't think she has, but I might have missed it.
Not a lot, I don't think, but they're basically, I think they're doing the micro dosing for people like Dr. Boz. I mean, she will only give it to you if you're in ketosis and doing the work.
Right. Yeah.
Because otherwise it doesn't work very well. So
yeah.
I
mean, I think it works, but you end up, I think if you're not doing in ketosis and stuff, I think you end up losing muscle weight and stuff.
Yeah.
But
the same gripe she had with Ozempic, that people didn't go into autophagy with that. They just had muscle wasting and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I'm in the program, and they were really overwhelmed with how many people responded to it. And the website, the Meaningful Medicine website, is still under construction. But I've been doing it for 2.5 weeks now, and it's a struggle to stay in ketosis. I've had a really hard time trying to stay in ketosis with it, but it's working. I mean, not my clothes feel a lot looser, but yeah, they were just very overwhelmed with the response. And so
is your blood sugar gone down since you've been on it? Have you noticed?
It has.
Oh, okay.
Has. When I started the 21 day, my blood sugar was 365, and this morning it was 120.
Oh, good. Okay.
So that has worked. I just really struggle with staying in ketosis. My blood sugar was 120 this morning, but my ketones were only 0.7. And when I finished the 21 day, my ketones were 2.5. So I did sardines over the weekend, and I'm starting my fast. But just didn't seem like when I did the sardines this past weekend, I just could not get them up where I needed them to be. So it's a struggle, but it is helping because I'm not nearly as hungry. I don't, I can walk away from sweets and don't have those cravings. So that is helping me. I mean, before that, I could probably knock my husband over to get to a piece of pie that was on the table. So that has curved a lot. So
Would you mind, your, when I see your picture, it says iPhone. Would you mind introducing yourself to us?
oh, I'm Terry Essick, and
Terry.
I started the keto program about a year ago
Okay, very good. With Dr. Boz?
with Tammie. Tammie's my coach,
Okay, great.
and Tammie only lives about 10 minutes away from me.
Oh,
So so that's worked out really well too. Maybe not for her, but for me. So, but I just struggle with trying to keep those ketones up. Just I don't know. Maybe I should add a day of sardines to my sardine program. So
yeah, the sardines seem to help most all of us. I know when I do the 72-hour water fast, if I don't have sardines right before I start, my numbers are okay, but they're not as good as if I had had the sardines ahead of time. So yeah, that
Yeah.
might be helpful.
yeah, I'll try anything. I upped my salt intake too because I was just getting I'm recovering from a broken wrist, and I've got a lot of swelling in my hands, and so Tammie suggested maybe more salt, and I've always been taught that salt causes swelling, but I upped my salt intake to see if I could get the swelling down a little bit, but it's all a process.
And you haven't
I'd be
gotten
surprised at that salt because when I first started, I was like, "What do you mean the answer is more salt?" No, but once I
Yeah.
started consuming more salt, the swelling and everything, the inflammation started going down. I mean, it scared
Yeah.
me to death because with the kidney situation, I was like, my kidneys
Right.
don't need more salt, do they? But it's amazing how it works.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm a retired nurse, so when they told me more salt, I was like, no,
Yeah, I know.
it can't possibly be.
It's like
But
we're trained to stay away from salt, and then I guess it's the kind of salt that you use. So, because the Redmonds has been pretty good, and I just fade away from it because well, for one thing, I never think about it. Yeah, I should put salt in that. And the meeting the other night, somebody asked, "Well, how much salt?" And I started laughing. I said, "A tablespoon of salt in warm water, and drink it down." But it, I would try just like sprinkling it on. It didn't have any effect. So, and I just can't suck the salt tablets like Tammie does. I mean, she just pulls out a hunk of salt and just sucks on it. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. So I've been drinking it, and it's been helping. The leg cramps have gone away, and I've been getting cramps in this hand with the problems that I'm having with it, and that seems to have helped too. So
you were getting cramps on the fingers that are not in the cast, or
on the ones that are in it, yeah, my
oh,
my
the one.
hand is real swelled.
Oh,
So, and I can't elevate this arm because I've got a locked shoulder. So I'm just trying to get it to come down so I can kind of make a fist. And it's come a long way. When I started therapy, I couldn't move my hand at all. And now I've got the flexibility of it. So it's coming.
good.
So, but as far as the GLP-1, the first week I didn't notice a big difference. The second week, I noticed that I was thirstier and not very hungry. So hopefully by next week, I'm hoping that they get the Meaningful Medicine website up, because it was hard to connect with the 4 sessions of class. And I have really weak Wi-Fi and have a hard time connecting. And so hopefully once they have the site up, we'll be able to see what everybody's what their numbers are and their counts and everything. So looking forward to that.
So for those that are enrolled in it, they're going to have like sessions and classes and kind of education kind of thing, or?
Well, you have to have, the whole idea was for her to build research, and so far haven't been able to put any numbers in because the site's not up yet. So I'm hoping that they get that up and running maybe this weekend. And then we'll be able to enter in our numbers and see where we're at. Because right now, every time I go on it, it says it's under construction. So hopefully we'll get that up and running. And but to tell you the truth, with all of the response that they've had, they've called me and asked me how I was doing, and they're really trying to stay in touch with everybody, and so that's been helpful too.
Yeah, that's really good that they're keeping up. You know, they're touching base with everybody and keeping up and making sure that everybody's, that you're not having side effects that are not helpful.
Right.
That kind
Right.
of thing.
And they want to know that right away. If you see something that's not really working for you, they want to know that right away. So yeah, they've been, you know, it's not like a one and done thing. They've been contacting, if they feel like you need to check in, they send you an email to check in, and it's been they've been very supportive. It's just, it would help if they could get the website up so that we can see what everybody's doing. I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in Florida, and they're dealing. I don't know if you know this, but Dr. Boz's house got destroyed in the hurricane, so they're rebuilding and trying to live through it. And so she's had to call in extra help to help with this. And then when they got the response that they did, it was a little overwhelming. But I think that like 200 people are in it.
Oh, wow. That's a big number.
Yeah, it's huge. So hopefully they'll get it up and running, and we'll see some results so that other people know, if it's going to work for them or not going to work for them. I wasn't too thrilled about taking shots, but I've overcome it. It's kind of like shut your eyes and just take the shot. So I mean that was my whole thing about not going on insulin. I did not want to go on insulin, and I watched my mother and how she handled diabetes, and I said, no way am I going to do that. I mean, her idea was, oh, I'll just up my insulin and eat what I want. Well, she died at 67, and I'm 64, and I don't want to go out that way. So it kind of scared me when I broke this wrist, because she got brittle bone disease. And I said, oh, no, I don't want to do that. So it's sardines and coffee and water and lemon juice.
Been doing great, Terry.
I'm trying. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Good.
Working through
Good.
some stuff, but it's life. What can you say?
I know. It kind of steamrolls us sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the universe seems to be against me at the moment for some reason, but that could just be the devil too. I'm just gonna have to get madder at him. And
my great niece was born 2 days ago. She's 2 pounds 7 ounces.
oh wow.
So we're going through it a little bit too, but you just got to keep going and pray for the best.
My
So
middle brother was 2 pounds 11 ounces when he was born. and you made it.
Yep. Yep. It's doable. It's doable. Her mom is struggling a little bit. Had to have she was on bed rest, had to have a C-section very early, but I said she's right where she needs to be. She's in Akron Children's, and the bad thing is the baby's in Akron Children's and mom's in Akron General. So that's kind of hard. But but said, hey, she's right where she needs to be. So, we just have to deal with it. She'll be home soon. And
I'll be praying for her.
yeah, thank you.
Baby.
Thank you.
Baby.
Yeah.
So other than that, we're still milking cows today.
Oh, I miss fresh cow's milk. Except when you get in the garlic. Have you ever had that?
Yeah. Yeah, we've had that happen.
How many cows do you have?
We milk about 150, and then we've got about 150 young stock. So it's a full-time, every day, all day job. And my husband's been carrying my weight and his weight too. So he's been really good, but he's getting tired. So that tells me I've got to step up. So that's why this hand's got to get better.
Well, it sounds like you're doing the work. You're going to get there.
We're trying. So
definitely pray for you and your family.
Thank you.
The little one. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope to see her sometime this weekend, but I don't want to take anything in, I've got to be healthy. So we'll see what happens.
It's pretty surreal seeing one. I seen the pictures. I mean, I wasn't alive, of course, when my brother was born, but seeing the pictures, I mean, he fit in like a shoebox. Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah.
But
yeah, my grandson was born early, and he was tiny. And when he was born, his mom is a severe epileptic. And her doctor told her that if she got pregnant, had another baby, that would probably help her epilepsy. And so she was about 2 months in the pregnancy, and she kept having just full-blown epileptic seizures. So they had to put her on a high dose of medicine. And when he was born, he was addicted to that medicine. So he had to be weaned off. And it was really hard because he's in the NICU, and one nurse came in and just made a remark about these women who keep taking drugs and their babies are born addicted. And I was like, she was under doctor's orders, and she had nothing to do with that. She was worried sick. So we went through that, and he is a happy, bouncing, 9-year-old now. So we know that it's doable. We know that she will do good. It's just so tiny, so tiny.
yeah.
It's life, right?
Life, yes. Well, does anybody else have any questions or anything that some of us can help you with? No?
Oh, all good.
All good. Well, Audrey, I hope you get your Keto Mojo and all of that soon.
Sorted out, yeah.
But in the meantime, you can do that dipstick, right?
That's true. That is true. Yeah. Yeah.
And
So, Audrey, I have a question. If I was to mail you something, would it take as long? Does it still take forever? Because I've got a second box of strips coming. Would it take 2 months or?
No, it wouldn't take 2 months. I'm just saying that I've got to return this one. That's a month to get back, and then probably a month, because I bought these probably about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
My issue is I only go to town on Wednesdays, and so I've got to wait for next Wednesday before I get to the post office to post them back.
Okay.
So thanks very much, Di. I appreciate that a million.
Well, I
But,
just thought about that. I mean, we've had horrible problems with our mail, and I could see the handwriting on the wall that didn't come when they were supposed to. The one box finally did come today, but I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and order another box while I've got some extra money, and
yeah.
it's
They
supposed
might
to be
send
here
theirs
tomorrow,
straight
but
away if I do you do it like a QR code to return things, and then you put it in the post. They might send this out sooner.
yeah, they might. They're pretty good to work with.
At Workforce. Yeah. So yeah, I just need to do that, and I'll do it next Wednesday. I just got to get onto Amazon. Actually, it was eBay. So I've got to get onto eBay and just print out the return codes and postage and then send them back. And it's not a big parcel, so it won't cost a lot. It's just the aggravation of having to wait some more.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And if I have to wait 2 months, both my husband and I are doing this, so we might just order the right stuff, and that'll come sooner, and then just wait for the other stuff to come.
So Audrey, are you doing it through eBay instead of the Keto Mojo website?
We did it through eBay because it was slightly cheaper. Keto Mojo doesn't ship to Australia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's why we had to do it through eBay. And Amazon didn't have any stock. So it just, it's always pulling your hair out, trying to buy things from America. Yeah. But we will get there.
That's quite frustrating, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why Tammie said to me the one day, I was saying, what are those things you're licking? The soft rocks. She said, you tell me what I need. I'll send you a goodie parcel. Kind of, I'm nearly there. Yeah.
She usually has extra strips too. If you could, if you could talk to her, she might be able to send you a box.
Well, this is it. I'll talk to her and just say, this is what's happened. But we'll try and we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. With God's help, we'll say, God, just, Lord Jesus, show me the way. And then he does.
Yeah, he does. Yep. It sounds like you're eating or eating right and everything.
Yeah,
so it's like it drives you nuts. You want to know, well, where am I at?
This is it. My box arrived, and I had ordered 2 sets of strips, and they were both glucose. Could you believe? Hey, my husband kind of, what do you do when you sit on the computer? Yeah, right. Mistakes happen. So he used all my keto strips, testing himself, and I kind of, okay, we need to make a plan now. Yeah. But I'll sort it out.
Enough for both of you, right?
Well, I ordered 2 boxes and both of them were wrong. So yeah, that's why he's so livid. He's running around like a mad bull. So these sites don't tell you what you're supposed to order. And being new to this, you don't know that different strips work with different monitors. So it's just, learning curve is steep, man.
I'm so envious of you, though, Audrey, that he's doing it with you.
Yes.
I'm not that lucky. So it kind of makes things a little bit awkward and
stuff. Cooking different meals.
Yeah.
The one thing he won't do is the fasts. And he won't do sardines and that sort of thing. So, those days are going to be a challenge because I'm going to have to wear my mask and cook his food anyway.
and that's some getting used to. At first,
yes.
I didn't like having to do that. When I was like, well, if I'm cooking for somebody, but I can't eat it, just my mind had to kind of wrap around that because
I hear you.
I didn't want to do it. But now I don't think much of it, it's just something I do. And
a lot of meals he cooks himself. We have different time systems. I'm out on the farm gardening, trying to clean up veggie gardens or, whatever I'm doing, just checking everything else out.
and he'll be hungry at 12 o'clock, and I'm nowhere near ready to come inside. So he's got to get on with it, you know. So you'll be fine.
It's an adjustment.
It is, but at least he's doing it, and we are accountable to everybody. And I appreciate you girls on this chat. I clean forgot it was Friday today, and my alarm clock started making a ruckus. Check over. Oh, it's the meeting! Yay! Yay!
I'm so
It's Friday there for you.
yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's Friday there for you.
It's Friday morning for me. Yes, 11 o'clock. Well, it's probably close to 12 now. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Thursday night here, but
Yeah. We've got to go to bed yet.
You got to go to bed. Well, generally, I phone my friends in South Africa, and what time is it? I said, it's 10 o'clock-ish. It's bedtime. I'm going to hang up now. Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that everybody was here tonight, and
Yeah.
ready
Thanks,
for-
Olivia, for doing it.
Oh,
And you
Yeah,
did-
thank you.
you did
Thank
really
you for
well.
filling in.
And you know what? You don't sell yourself short. You are very accomplished in the keto lifestyle. You are well able to do this meeting.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you. And I appreciate each one of you being here and for sharing your experiences and what you're doing, where you're at. And it helps all of us to
Yeah.
hear. And so I appreciate you being here. And you all have a good day, Audrey, and
Oh, well.
and a good night, everyone.
Keep well, you guys.
Thank you. We'll see you
Thank you.
next week. You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.